So what if some of Apple's plans for the iPhone 15 Pro saw curveballs that change what we know so far? As yes, it seems Cupertino just landed into a bit of a halt with some of the things we were expecting, or at least what rumors were thinking were coming for the iPhones. Samsung seems to not want to change much from its next fold, but what will change is kind of major. And grab some popcorn as the rumors for the Pixel 8 series continue to show that Google just cannot handle leaks. I'm Jaime Rivera, and happy Thursday, everyone, which could just be that this is fake spring number 5 because the weekend is back to being cold. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with Nvidia. Yes, you heard it right. We finally have some official news, and let me just catch my breath. Anyways, the company announced the GeForce RTX3070, the newest model in the 40 series of updated desktop graphics cards. The new card runs on a cut-down version of the AD104 GPU based on the company's latest Ada Lovelace architecture compared to the RTX 4070 Ti. The new model uses the same GPU. It has 5,888 CUDA cores versus 7,680 and can boost up to 2,475 MHz versus 2,610 MHz. Memory is also the same on both models, 12 gigs of GDDR6 with a 192-bit bus. Like the other models of the 40 series, it includes the 3rd generation RT cores and the 4th generation Tensor cores, which enable features such as shader execution, reordering, and DLSS3 frame generation. Nvidia claims that the RTX 4070 offers the same levels of performance as the 3080 from the last series while running at half the power. The RTX 4070 is now available for purchase at $600. And let me catch my breath. I feel dumb every time I go through all these numbers because they're just too many. Moving on, let's talk about Samsung since we have new information about the dimensions of the Galaxy Z Fold 5. In a series of tweets, Ice Universe reported that the new Z Fold will have almost the same dimensions as the previous model. Apparently, this will be the generation with the fewest changes to the design since its inception, which, by the way, is what we thought of the current generation compared to the last one. Now, as for the screen sizes, Ice said that they will remain unchanged, with the cover screen measuring 6.2 inches diagonal and the foldable display coming at 7.6 inches. On the plus side, the report mentions that the Z Fold 5 will be lighter than its predecessor, and we're getting a new hinge mechanism that should eliminate the gap when the phone is closed. So yeah, after reading all the reports about this year's foldables, I feel like Samsung is focusing a lot more on the Z Flip 5, though making the Fold lighter is a definite win. And speaking of dimensions, let's move on to Google because we also have new reports about the Pixel 8 series. As we get closer to this year's Google I/O Developer Conference, at which we could get a first look at the Pixel 8 Pro, it's obvious the reports are going to ramp up. This time, Ross Young was in charge of reporting that Google will put a 6.16-inch panel on the Pixel 8 and a 6.7-inch screen on the Pixel 8 Pro. The diagonal of the Pixel 8 is actually smaller than that of its predecessor, as the Pro model will stick to the same screen size for the 3rd time in a row. We already saw these two phones in CAD-based renders last month, so we also know that Google will most likely drop the current flat sides and keep a slightly rounder edges. The report also mentions that the order for the displays is going to Samsung and that manufacturing will begin in May, which indicates that both good quality is what we're getting in addition to the typical wait until the fall. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Apple since we have new contradicting rumors about the iPhone 15 Pro. So, for the past weeks, we've talked about how Apple plans to change the physical volume and power buttons to solid-state ones. We saw it with Touch ID years ago, so it's a natural progression. But it seems the company doesn't want to go the HTC route. It's reported by Ming-Chi Kuo that due to unresolved technical issues, Cupertino will skip the physical buttons on the iPhone 15 Pro. The report also mentions that suppliers like Cirrus Logic, which was expected to manufacture the dedicated microprocessor for the new buttons, will be the most affected by the last-minute change, though clearly whatever they were doing just didn't deliver. If Kuo is right, this information is pretty fresh since we even have a video showcasing a dummy of what seems to be the iPhone 15 Pro. Also, the new series is still in EVT development stage, meaning the decision might be reverted and we might see the technology after all. Anyways, in today's question, let us know, would you care about solid-state buttons or prefer to stick to what we have today? Because, listen, in my case, given how well Apple does force touch trackpads and Touch ID, I honestly don't care. You seriously can't tell a difference. And it's just funny that first we hear that it's coming and then we hear that it's not, and it just makes you wonder if the leaks are true or not. I always fall into that, but let's see what happens. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me debate the obvious. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.